causing your entire country to cry, getting relegated because you miscounted your points? These are the most embarrassing moments in football history. And our boy Mario Balotelli is no stranger to drawing attention to himself. I mean, take a look at this preseason friendly with Man City versus the LA Galaxy. In the 29th minute, already up 1-0, our boy Balotelli was given a golden opportunity to double Man City's lead. But instead of easily sliding the ball past the goalie, he does this. Not only did he completely miss the easy chance, he completely disrespected the LA Galaxy. To make matters worse, he was immediately subbed off by head coach Roberto Mancini. Afterwards, Balotelli claimed that he thought he was offsides. I mean, I thought every player is taught to play to the whistle, but Balotelli must have missed that lesson. But in defense of Balotelli, at least this was in a preseason game, because our next moment happened in the biggest game of club football history. Back in 2018, Liverpool met Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League final to decide who would become the champions of Europe. With the first half finishing goalless, the second half would soon become a nightmare for former Liverpool goalkeeper Loris Karius after he does this. I mean, man, you can pass the ball anywhere, and you decide to pass it straight at the foot of the other team's striker? At least choose the left back or something. But unfortunately for Karius and Liverpool, the nightmare didn't end there. Dude, you get paid millions to keep the ball out of the goal, and this shot came right at you, and you can't save it? Damn, man. That's tough. This next embarrassing moment didn't just embarrass one player, but instead an entire country. Back in the qualifiers for the 2018 World Cup, the United States had one match left to qualify. All they needed was a draw against the tiny island country of Trinidad and Tobago, a country 300 times smaller than them. Surely they'll be able to manage a single point, right? Not only did they not get a draw, they lost to a country smaller than some of the cities in the US. Unbelievable! After this, US soccer was in absolute shambles. Just ask Taylor Twellman.
You kidding me? We can't beat Trinidad? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Someone else who knows quite a bit about embarrassment is the Big Yak. In the final group stage game during the 2010 World Cup, the Big Yak and Nigeria were facing South Korea. Nigeria was down 2-1 and were fighting to get back in the game when suddenly it looked certain that they had found the equalizer. This miss is so bad that the commentator for the game called it the worst miss from any World Cup ever. I mean, your average 10-year-old could have made that shot. Not only was this miss so bad, but it proved to be costly because Nigeria ended up drawing the game and got knocked out of the group. Years later, and the Big Yak still gets messages about this miss. But our next moment sent shockwaves around the world. You see, during the 2014 World Cup, host Brazil met Germany in the semifinals, and it all seemed to be the perfectly written script for Brazil. The host nation would cruise past Germany and then win the World Cup in front of their home fans. But Germany had other ideas. They came out swinging. In fact, they delivered the knockout punch in the first round. By the 30th minute, Germany already led 6-0. Yeah, you heard that right, 6-0. Brazilians all around the stadium were shown crying their eyes out. They thought they had come to see the team reach the World Cup final. Instead, Brazil couldn't even make it to halftime. How embarrassing. Brazil aren't the only team to have been embarrassingly blown out, though, because when Manchester United hosted rivals Manchester City in the Premier League in 2011, things didn't get off to a great start for Man U, as they trailed 1-0 at half. But soon, bad turned even worse. After a red card early in the second half, Manchester United conceded 5 more times and ended up losing 6-1. It's bad to lose to anyone this badly, but to your biggest rivals? I mean, at least put up a fight. And to make matters worse, Manchester United ended up losing the Premier League on goal differential. Talk about something coming back to bite you in the end. But Manchester City aren't immune to embarrassing moments either. On May 5th, 1996, Manchester City were playing Liverpool on the final day of the Premier League season. City were facing relegation, but knew that a win would keep them in the top division. After tying the game up 2-2, word got through to Manchester City coach Alan Ball that a draw would be enough for them to avoid relegation. So, the Man City coach instructed his players to waste time and play for the draw. Little did he know, the news that reached him was completely wrong. Man City still needed to win. Valuable minutes were wasted, and they ended up getting relegated. As a coach, you have one job: lead your team to victory. Instead, you tell them to not win? What are you doing? That's just embarrassing. This next moment is so bad, you'll start thinking you could be a professional footballer. During the 2003 Copa Libertadores group stage, Arnaldo Vera of Paraguay had a miss so bad, it's actually impressive. I mean, if he were doing the crossbar challenge, he would have done great. But unfortunately for him, he's supposed to have the ball below the crossbar. I mean, how is this even possible? He could have done nothing and the ball would have gone in. Unbelievable. This last embarrassing moment may be the most memorable of them all. During the 2013 and 14 Premier League season, Liverpool looked fantastic throughout, and with a few games to go, had the Premier League title in the palm of their hands. A game against Chelsea gave them a great chance to all but clinch the title, but instead, they let the opportunity slip away? Pun intended. Steven Gerrard miscontrols the ball, slips, and then gives Chelsea a goal. Weeks prior, after a win against Man City, Gerrard could be heard hyping up his teammates saying, "This does not slip now." But Liverpool's chance to win the title was far from gone. They then had a match against Crystal Palace, a much easier opponent. After going up 3-0, it looked like they were going to cruise to the win and keep their title hopes alive. But then, incredibly, Crystal Palace scored 3 goals in 10 minutes to eliminate Liverpool from the title race. Surely this is one of the most embarrassing moments in football history. But if you thought these were embarrassing, imagine watching Neymar get choked out mid-game. Now that's pretty funny. So here, click this video right now to watch it. Come on. What are you still doing here, man?